would cut it to 5, folks, and do that pose. Oh, you know what? It's a big-time Olympian in Orlando this year. Gentlemen, for the title, pose down.
What are we about to see? We're going to have a giant pose down, Rich.
Yeah. Well, these guys get a chance to at least get on stage for the take out the top 5 or top 10.
I think they're going to do 5, or they do 10 on the open.
Okay.
William Bonac. So here we go. Now we get to finally see the length of that biggest ever Olympia stage.
Wow.
Hottie.
This is what it's all about right here. There's a lot at stake.
Rami, Hakeem, Dexter.
Big Max. Reagan Grimes. Hunter
Labrada. There's
Brandon. Is that Lucas Osladil? Ian Valieri and Antoine Vallant.
Well, this is the final look that the judges have at the athletes, and I got to tell you, they don't know where they place. I imagine Rami's feeling pretty good with the People's Champion Award, and I imagine that Brandon Curry's feeling confident being the defending champion. But are any of these confident that a miracle's going to happen? There's going to be an upset. What do you put the mindset of a Phil Heath right now?
I don't know what Phil Heath's thinking right now. I'm not sure what Phil Heath is thinking right now. I mean, he definitely came in to win this show, and it's not a cakewalk for sure.
No, and you guys know this as much as anybody. You feel good, and you stand next to somebody, and you start thinking, should I have come back?
Absolutely, and I think, with the tools that Brandon has, he didn't come in too far off of what he was when he won the competition. And Phil coming back still had a few issues with the issues he left with. And we got to find out whether or not that's going to continue to dog him throughout this final placement. Hottie's going for it. He's having fun with the 7-time champion, Phil.
I think we're going to see an upset with Hottie.
I tell you, Hottie really improved. I mean, he moved up quick.
Well, Hottie's been very consistent throughout the show, so that's the one common denominator from yesterday today. I had him in our top 4. He knocked William Bonac initially out of the top 4 because William was there initially.
Definitely.
So I think Hottie's got to feel good being in that top 4. I think the question is, where are we going to wind up with the gift? Has he made enough improvements to upset the reigning champion? And that's still a coin toss for me. I still think that Brandon doesn't have enough flaws, like he didn't mess it up.
Representing Trifecta, four-time
we
Olympian
are back,
Jay
and it is time to find out
who's 5th, actually.
Who's 5th?
Who is 5th place? Well,
we're going to be wondering who was 6th, and for that matter,
yeah.
we were talking about Hakeem being 6th, but we won't know until we look at the scorecards.
Jay, please
but you had called initially that William Bonac was probably going to be in.
The check for $40,000.
I said
to our 5th
yes,
place finisher.
5th.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement with that. That wouldn't be a bad call.
The Conqueror,
William the
Bonac.
Conqueror.
Correct.
William.
But Rich, you didn't get here by being an idiot. Now you're looking like a genius. Look at you. You go, boys.
I was a judge, an IFBB judge.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. You have a little bit more experience in that. And William Bonac, there wasn't a whole lot that he could have done with the lineup ahead of him in terms of what we have as our top 4 finalists. And, of course, the big question mark again is whether or not Brandon Curry's got enough to battle out with Big Rami, and did Phil do enough to come back to impress the judges to recapture that title?
And I still want to know where Hottie is.
I think I've steadily had Hottie throughout the show in 4th place.
Okay.
That's where I've had. Once we saw him overcome William,
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
But I tell you, what the surprise from prejudging on was Big Rami.
Yeah.
Pulled it, putting everything together.
Yeah.
I think amongst those guys, I got Hottie in 4th
the
place.
4th place award, the check for $45,000, and presented to Hottie Jupan.
Okay, guys.
All right.
We were right on that.
Well, I didn't go to school, Rick. I didn't go to college. I didn't graduate, but I got a PhD in bodybuilding.
Definitely did.
And I had my LASIK eye surgery, and I'm now wearing reading glasses, so I can see a little bit. But Hottie did everything he could against what he was up against.
This was a really tough show, and he got 3rd last year. He got the People's Champion Award.
Yeah. He came in at the last minute both years.
Yes.
Can you imagine if that guy was here a month before the Olympia, what he could potentially look like?
Absolutely.
So he dropped a place, but he still looks phenomenal.
Well, guys, before we get into that, you want to talk about what happens when you fly, and he had 2 days to lose that water, to change that physique.
Well, wait a minute. We are on the top 3, Tim. I know you're a rookie at this right here. Top 3, who you got? Who's in third? Drop a name.
I had Brandon in third, but let me see where it's going to be.
Please take
I
a
got
third
Phil in
place
third. How about you
Olympia
two?
bronze medal.
I think he just
The
got
check
a little bit.
for $100,000 to your third place finisher.
Let's listen to the crowd.
Phil Heath.
Gentlemen.
Dropped Phil, 7-time Mr. Olympia. 2-time Mr. Olympia runner-up on the comeback after a 2-year layoff, comes back and he remains a top 3 bodybuilder on the planet Earth. And that is some kind of accomplishment. Considering what he got to do.
After 2 years layoff,
Yeah.
coming back.
2 stomach surgeries. He was pretty confident in this contest. What do you think he's thinking now?
You have to consider, should I have come back? What should I have done different? Or do I come back next year and prove that I am Phil Heath and that I had those first 7 Olympias for a good reason?
Well, you know, he did enough to be in the top 3, and he was talking. He was in the conversation to win this contest.
Yes.
In light of all of those, the layoff and the surgeries, and so that leaves us with 2.
Well, you know where my pick is.
Well, you know where my pick is.
I
Big
had
Rich.
Rami from the beginning.
Yes, you did. Our defending champion, Brandon Curry, has done everything he can, but I have to agree with you. I think Rami might have just come in better condition.
And I can't wait to hear the crowd. I can't wait to hear the reaction.
Do you think he did enough?
I most certainly do.
Big Rami.
Big Rami. And I think the crowd is going to go ballistic.
Well, let's see.
And big Steve Weinberger.
This is a $400,000 check coming out for the winner.
Tyler Mannion, the man holding the standoff. In Olympia tradition, folks, if I can have our final 2 competitors in the center, please. Big Rami and Brandon Curry.
All right.
There you go.
Brandon, center stage.
Brandon did get to beat Phil. Now, will he retain that title? Will Brandon retain his title?
There it is. Tyler Mannion, Jake Wood, Dan Solomon. The $400,000 check.
The next name
Gold
you
medal
hear
and the title of Mr. Olympia for 2020.
will be your 2020 Olympia champion.
This is the moment, Rich. We've been there. We've been there before,
I've been there, yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, I've been there twice. I know what it feels like. It's Lee Labrada said it felt like you were either going to fly or it was a free fall.
Yeah.
Rami's legs, huh?
Oh, my
Shoulders,
God.
chest.
Shoulders,
Please take
chest.
the first place Olympia gold medal. The first place check for $400,000. And the title of 2020 Mr. Olympia to our winner.
Let's see their face.
And new Olympia champion, Big Rami.
James pulled off the unthinkable, coming off of a 3rd place this March to win the title of the 16th Mr. Olympia in its 56-year history.
Wow.
That is a happy man right there. A very, very happy man.
He pulled it together. He showed that he was the champion from hitting the poses first, going out of them last. The improvements he made. I talked to Dennis James. He lost about 15 pounds.
We have a new king in town, Big Ramy El-Baye. And Tim, this guy's going to wear that crown
until he's done.
Yes. There's going to be a hard struggle for these guys, Rich, to come and battle with what the stage
as long as he comes to condition.
We talk a lot about the standard. That's the new size and the new conditioning. Well,
in defeat, I got to recognize Brandon Curry, who was a great champion, wore that crown like a champion, was in defeat like a champion, and I'm sure Brandon Curry still got gas in the tank. He'll be back. But right now, this night belongs to Big Ramy El-Baye. Is Dan Solomon, the producer of the Mr. Olympia. The promoter puts the gold medal around. Jake Wood has a new champion to put on display for the rest of the world to see.
I think we're about to see some great emotion from our new Olympia.
Phil Heath, gracious in defeat, talking to the champ.
Brandon Curry.
And there's going to be some happy people dancing in the streets of Egypt this weekend.
For sure.
Tyler Mannion up there with the champion's hand, flanked by Jake Wood. And Big Ramy. No surprise to the Dennis James camp.
Well deserving.
This is a great first Olympia for Jake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all things
all right, thank you, presenters.
Show could not have had a or not booing for. Sometimes the champion was booed. This is a guy that won the People's Champion Award along with the Sandow Trophy. It's good to see Phil Heath up there smiling, huh?
Yeah.
It is.
He had that game face on all weekend, and now he can let the weight of the world off his shoulders.
What do you think?
Great hugs.
Still going to come back? Or?
Phil's got some soul searching to do. I mean, it's not like he's out of the conversation.
Let's get some pictures, guys.
Now that he's got a solid run at this, he's a top 3 bodybuilder. The question is whether or not he has the stamina to want to, at the age of 41 years old, to continue. He's done everything. COVID has had a lot to do with people reevaluating what they think is important in their life. This was a milestone for Phil to do what he did.
Big Ramy just kissed Phil's head.
Well, there's the story. Bronze, silver, and the gold going to Big Ramy El-Baye.
Look at that lat spread.